There we
Hello,
go.
everyone. This is Alicia from I Am More Than Enough, period. I'm sorry about that. This is what happens when you go live. Things do happen. But I'm I'm here with a special guest, Erica Brewster.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Hi, Erica. Thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me. It's an honor. I am very honored to be here today. Thank you so much.
Also, thank you for having patience.
No worries.
So, I want to talk about our self-love journey. We had a conversation the other day, and it was crazy how similar our stories were.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I really didn't recognize self-love until I needed it.
Mm,
Until I needed it, until I needed to practice it.
yeah, and that's what usually happens, a change. For
Hmm.
me, it was I started my healing journey, my self-love journey in 2015 after my divorce. And I kept like blaming my ex-husband and this guy instead of like looking at me, you know? So tell me, how did you get started with your self-love?
I would say about 2.5, 3 years ago.
Mm,
Um, I realized that I wasn't healed from my past relationships. I wasn't healed from the childhood trauma.
mm,
That's when I realized something had to change.
yeah,
Like I said, about 2.5 to 3 years ago.
nice. And can you tell me a little bit like what happened?
Um, I would say I I believe it's just past trauma,
Mm,
going through not finding the right person for me.
mm,
When you're in a relationship and you feel like that's the one I need. Not only that, it wasn't for me because I wasn't on my journey of self love. I didn't know.
mm,
I still was insecure about my skin condition.
mm,
I didn't I didn't have that backbone that I needed at the time.
mhm,
I was drinking a lot, um, and also too, I have a 11-year-old,
mhm,
so I was just going through so many emotions, a career change or a job change in the same career industry, but a job change, a lot of things was going through I was going through so many emotions at the time. Um, that's the reason why I knew I needed to start my self love.
yes. Because it starts with you, right?
Right. It starts with yourself, the person in the mirror.
Right. So you talked about a little bit about your skin condition. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. 11 years ago when I had my son, um, I was in a hospital, of course, after birth, but I also experienced a lot of like knee pain, a lot of spots that was starting to occur on my face.
Hmm.
And the doctors started doing, of course, doing their research, doing their testing. They didn't know what it was,
Hmm.
and they directed towards lupus.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, like I was so shocked because growing up, everybody's like, oh, you're a model. I did beauty pageants, I did
Mm.
modeling. I was always told, you look so beautiful, you should be in magazines, your eyes, your smile. And then I went from that to people asking me, what's wrong with your face? What happened to you? Are you okay? Did you get burnt? Is it a birthmark? So, of course, lupus is a condition, a rare condition where your organs attack itself. It could be
Hmm.
your liver, it could be your heart, it could be your
Kidneys.
kidneys. Yep.
Hmm.
And of course, our biggest organ is our skin. So
Yes.
basically, my skin is attacking itself. So with having my son, I it everything was in shock. So it started at a rapid pace. You know, it's peeling. I should be covered, but I'm not. You know, we don't want to. I don't want to cover my face. You know,
Right.
um, so I use mainly like creams and things like that. So I've talking to a lot of holistic spiritual people, and they told me you need a blood purifier. So I do take turmeric. I do natural allergy medicines because I can have a allergy reaction. And I also, before I started my clean eating, I got sick a few times with my kidneys. So my
Mm.
kidneys was attacking itself as well. And I
Yeah.
realized I needed a change in not just what I'm doing like mentally, but also what I'm eating and what I'm drinking.
Yeah.
So I started my 2020 is when I started my vegetarian. Now I did go back to fish. I did go back to chicken, but like I said, 2 years ago I stopped eating chicken and fish, mainly plant-based and fruits and vegetables, a lot of water, things like that. That keeps me from, as long as I stay away from the doctors, I'm okay.
I know that's right. And stress.
Stress, yes,
You
number
definitely have to
one.
lower your stress.
Yeah,
Lupus, I have someone who I love dearly that has lupus, and
yeah,
she's been through a lot with it. So I definitely understand.
yeah. So
Hmm.
that too, I used to cover it. I used to stress so much that I would
Hmm.
make myself sick to my
Yes.
stomach. I wouldn't eat. I wasn't at the weight that was fit for my height, things
Hmm.
like that, because mentally I exit out of life because I was like, why me? Why? And
Right.
now I'm like, why not me? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Why, instead of turning that why into a negative um, emotional crash, now I take
Hmm.
it and I use it in a positive, like, and I started seeing like other women, other men going through lupus situations, going through um, they've been burnt before, and and they probably feel the same way I do. So
Yeah.
it's just not me, going through things like that, like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you are going through stuff, you always think it's just
Yes,
you.
you.
But you're not the only one that's going through it. And, let the record show you are beautiful.
Oh,
You
thank
know,
you.
um,
And so are
I
you.
thank you, but I call you, you're the unique butterfly.
Yeah. Yeah. Butterfly. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So that's what they call it. They butterfly lupus,
yeah,
uh, discoid lupus. Yeah, but I don't have lupus. I mean, it doesn't have me. I have it.
that's
So
it.
it's a control thing. It's a mindset. The physical. This is not going to be forever.
That's right.
So our souls, our heart, our mind is what counts.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right. And okay, so 3 years ago, I lost my vision.
yeah.
And in my right eye.
Okay.
And I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I felt insecure, and I felt like, who's gonna want me? I felt like I was damaged goods. So
Yeah.
what did you do? What did you do to get to this point with your
I
self-love?
I started to work out more, go to the
Mhm.
gym, I
Hmm.
started affirmations,
Yes.
listening to, self-worth affirmations,
Hmm.
loving, caring, loving yourself, love on yourself, love in yourself, love yourself enough to be great for who you are.
Yes.
Um, I have books. I started my library. I would go for walks, long walks. Um, I deleted a lot of apps like Snapchat, and
Yes.
I have Instagram because of me and my husband. We do things on there for our podcast, and of
Hmm.
course Facebook. But like
Yes.
Snapchat and all the other stuff, TikToks, and I wanted to I wanted to focus myself for me.
Hmm.
Um, I also stopped drinking, stopped smoking. I
Yes.
believe that cigarettes, that was a big deal for me to stop. I think it was more harder to stop smoking cigarettes than it was to stop drinking.
Right.
And I knew it was making my condition worse, not just
Mm.
physically, but emotionally and mentally. Alcohol is very toxic, and not trying to say you can't have your wine or everybody, it's not for everybody, but it's not for me,
Yes. Hmm.
it's a choice. I
It
chose to
is.
stop. Yeah, I chose to stop for a better life. Also for our son that's looking at me.
Right.
He's old enough to know, after I stopped doing all those things, I even lost friendships that wasn't for me. I even
Right.
stopped talking to people that I thought, I could call on and talk to, and they would judge and they would put you down even more. Oh, it's fine. What you're going through is fine. They're not judgment, but a lot of times their comments they're not listening.
Right.
They just want to hear it so they can respond. They're
Hmm.
hearing you to respond, but they're not listening to be there for you, to uplift you, to
Yeah.
inspire you to do better. So those people start dropping off. Like, why you don't want to drink with me on live anymore or on video chat? Because a lot of my old friends didn't live in where I live. So we would get up and video chat and drink and and have like a little party, things like that. Go on vacations and drink and so as I chose to stop doing those things, people stopped, wanting to talk to me, lost my number, I lost theirs, and
You're not the fun girl,
you're right. Not fun
in the,
anymore.
in their eyes, in
Right.
their
But
eyes.
that's fun
Right.
to me.
Right.
Yeah. So that
So,
journey.
so do you think that your childhood played a part?
Definitely. Oh
Mhm.
yeah. 90% of it. Because
Yeah.
as an adult, I chose to make those choices. But as a child, I didn't have a choice. I
Hmm.
grew up in foster care. I grew up in Illinois for about 6 or 7 years. We
Hmm.
moved from Illinois when I was about 7 to South Carolina for just a year. I don't even remember that. And then we
Hmm.
moved to California. And when I was in California, that's when I was in and out of foster care, being around people that didn't know me,
Hmm.
seeing, foster parents do things to other foster children and to me and my cousins and my brother and sister as well.
Hmm.
That trauma, that past trauma, like we as a whole, as America, we're so hurt because
Yeah.
our generations kept that going for so long. Like even you experienced foster care.
Yes.
Even my husband, Demarcus, he was in foster care.
Yes.
So it seemed like from the early 80s to the 90s or 70s, I would say 70s to the 90s babies, because I was born in 87. It's like, what happened? Our parents weren't whole enough to keep us. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? They experienced abuse, alcoholism, drugs, very, very high on drugs. Very, that was like the main part. Now it's more alcohol and weed and pills. Back then it was more drugs, the crack, things like that kept them in a bind,
Right.
kept them with no money, no vision, no knowledge, no aspirations to take care of their children. So yes, my childhood played a big part of me seeking relationships that weren't for me in the beginning of my 20s,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it did. Yeah, so I
Mm-hmm.
had to grow from my childhood um depression, my childhood, everything I went through my depression and all of that, and that went into my adulthood
Right.
until I was able to see and acknowledge it and grow from it.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it did. It played a big part. I would say about good 90% of my life in the beginning of my 20s.
Right. And that's what happens. We bring that trauma into our adult life.
Yep.
And sometimes we don't realize it. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I didn't realize it until I went on my healing journey.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's why I act like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just like you have those aha moments.
Yep. Yep. You have those aha moments because it's a generational trait,
Yes.
and you could break the traits because the trait is not stuck. It's in there mentally, but you could definitely get it out.
Yes.
It doesn't have to stay. And these days as parents, we want the best for our children.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely have to start your journey of self-healing, and self-love in order for your children not to have to suffer from those things too.
Right.
We don't want that for them. We want them to see us grow, be doctors, be authors, do your podcast, do what
Right.
things that matter so we could be so much more for our community, so much more for women out there and the men
Yes.
for the men, and show everybody like, look, if I could do it, you could do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I wanted to do this episode because we need women to be strong.
Yes.
For me, I took a break from dating because I didn't want that distraction.
Yeah.
And that's when I really found myself
Right.
and started loving myself. And
Mhm.
you'll be surprised once you start loving yourself, the people that you
Attract.
yeah, it's true. Because like how you said, like how you was dating men, and it's the same for me. I was just dating men just to be in a relationship, you
Yep.
know.
Yep. You don't realize that until you let it go.
You don't. You really don't.
Yeah.
So, like speaking, I heard you say earlier that your husband
Right. Okay.
you are
Like,
a
girl.
newlywed. Well, let me just say, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. We met.
So tell me, um, with your self-love and you
Yeah.
was working on yourself, how
Mhm.
did you open your heart for love?
Like literally January this year. I didn't know because we met in July. So
Okay.
January 2024 is when I knew I'm not drinking anymore. I'm not partying. I'm not clubbing. I'm reading more books, working out, eating right, all those things of that nature. So this year I didn't even know. Honestly, up until the day I met him, I was still like, when are we going to get married? This is not fair. Oh my God. I'm
Oh,
not going to never
okay.
meet nobody, blah, blah, blah. I was still talking like that for, even though if something was telling me, Erica, you're going to meet the right one day. Even one of my clients, a week before I met DeMarcus, she sat in my chair. I cut hair. And she sat in my chair and she said, Erica, something told me that you're going to meet your king one day. She said, you say you don't drink and smoke anymore. She said, the right one, the universe, the divine has something in store for you. I was like, girl, whatever. I didn't even really believe her, honestly.
That's funny.
So
Uh-huh.
like a whole week later, January 13th, um, July 13th. I'm sorry, girl. The J's all mixed up. July, June, July. They all sound the same. So July
It's
13th
okay.
was when I met him.
Hmm.
And we was like, we clicked very well, very
Hmm.
well. What is that? Not a soulmate, but you're something affirm. I know it. I wrote it down. It's not just he's not my soulmate, but he is my. Let me see, because I know it's a word out there. I was just talking about it today.
Mm.
But yeah, we met. We both live in Texas. We're both from Illinois. Like I said, he's my twin flame.
Twin flame. Okay.
Yeah. So I knew that I was ready this year. And it just so happened that we met. We actually got married in August, a month after
Wow.
meeting. Yep. Yeah.
When it's right, it's
It's
right.
right.
There's no timing.
There is no timing. No, you know.
Yes.
You just don't let it go when it's that right person. You know,
Mm-hmm.
don't wait forever. Forever might be forever.
That's right.
Tomorrow's not promised.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like I said, I was on the other side of the field. Like a lot of single women today, they just don't believe it.
No, you
And
have to believe. You
you have
have
to
to believe.
believe.
And
Yeah.
timing is everything.
Timing.
Just think if you have met your husband last year,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have appreciated him.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see how you started getting health in mind, body, and spirit,
Yeah.
and then he came. That's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Yeah. Honestly, we talk about it all the time. So I told him I'm glad I didn't meet him 5 years ago because 5 years ago we wouldn't have been ready.
Right.
We were
Mhm.
still smoking marijuana, still drinking, still partying. Our mindset wouldn't have been ready for marriage today.
Right.
And it is a blessing. It's a beautiful thing when you're ready, and it just like the next day, you're like, what happened?
And another thing, you weren't looking.
Right, I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah,
You were
when I
just
met him.
living your life. Hmm.
Living my life, my self healing, my self love journey. I had stopped dating, like you said, you
Hmm.
had for a little while. I did. I didn't, go on a celibate journey. Go on your self healing. You don't want to mix other people in that field where you're doing that,
Right.
and it does make a big difference when
It
you're
does.
not, those soul ties,
Hmm.
can be distraction, so you take those distractions out of your life, it definitely helped me, you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
so
right. I agree with you. I'm so
yeah.
happy to hear that for you. So let me ask you something.
Mhm.
Who is Erica today?
Okay, I you
Okay.
didn't tell me you was gonna ask me that. You showed that you saved that one. You saved that one. Okay. Okay, so I am an educator. I am. A goddess, queen
Mm,
goddess. Yeah. I am a cosmetology of 16 years.
yes.
So I teach cutting. I've been in management. I've done the management thing in a salon for a while, for over 10 years
Hmm.
of my journey. And I am just a loving, caring person. I'm 100% Scorpio.
Oh boy. Oh boy. And your husband is, what
Demarcus,
is his sign?
he's a Virgo.
Okay.
Yeah, just like you. Virgo power. No.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
it took me a while because a lot of people would tell me it took me a while to be sweet. Now, I'm not a pushover. You're not, we're not gonna do that. You can't run all over Erica.
Hmm.
But it took me a while to be sweet because for a while I was mean. I was mean. And I think I was mean because I was going through my traumas.
Yeah, of
You know?
course. It's
So
not, that wasn't your personality, but
right.
you had to be tough,
Yeah.
going through the foster care and just growing up in Chicago and, you know,
Mhm. Mhm.
so I mean, I was a tomboy when I was
Yeah.
younger.
Me too.
I used to fight all the time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't me, it's just that
Mhm.
I was just angry. I was just walking around angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
For when I first met Demarcus, he said I was mean still a little bit, but I I
mhm,
had to shake it off. I said,
mhm,
and I'm kind of rough because we have a boy and I don't have a
mhm.
girl just yet. We do want more kids, and a little bit like if I like hard, like I'm a little rough, a little bit around the edges, but I'm working on that. I'm working
But
on
you
it.
have your feminine side.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
know.
It's coming out slowly but
Yeah, I
surely.
usually have my nails done, get my feet
Okay.
done.
Hmm.
I like my natural hair. I used to do the wigs and the weave and stuff like that. And sometimes, I throw my wig on, blah blah blah.
Of course.
I'm still feminine. I like girl stuff.
Hey, hey, your husband loves it, and that's all
Yeah,
that matters.
yeah. Be stern, but there is a masculine side to women, where we're stern, where we get to a point where everything doesn't make us cry anymore
Right.
because we were so hurt from our past that any little thing, when I first started dating, after my career, during my career at school, in Cosmo School and things like that, I was sensitive.
Hmm.
Everything would make me cry.
Yeah.
I was so sensitive to a point where I felt like it was too much to be
Hmm.
like so like that. I was like, I need to grow up.
Yeah.
I had to grow up. I didn't want to be a baby anymore. A lot of people in elderlies, they say, "Oh, you're still a baby." I'm not a baby. I'm 37. I'm having babies. I cannot be a baby holding a baby. My son is 11 years old. I'm not a baby anymore. I don't like being called that.
Right. And then sometimes, for us women, especially single women, single moms, we
Yeah.
have to be tough because we
Yeah.
have to be the mother and father.
Yep.
So I get it.
Yep. Sure do.
So so tell me about what is up, what is going on, what's happening with you, is can you tell me what are you doing?
Yeah, I am the co-host of Seeking Knowledge. That is the podcast of my husband.
Okay.
I am an editor of some of his books that are coming
Hmm.
out. I'm currently writing a book. I'm writing a script. Okay, writing a
Toot your,
script.
listen, toot your
Sure.
own horn. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Hey. So that is something I've always wanted to do. So
Mhm.
being married to an author is like, girl, you better start. You better start now.
And
And
what is his books?
they
What's
are From the Hood to the Church. That's his first
okay.
book. He has a
Hmm.
children's book called Dad, Where's My Fish? He has
Okay.
another children's book called Diamond of the Baby Husky. Diamond
Okay.
and the Baby Husky. You can find that
Okay.
one that's an ebook. You have to email him, Seeking Knowledge Podcast at
Hmm.
gmail.com. The
Hmm.
other book, the first one, From the Hood to the Church, that one is on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, and Dad, Where's My Fish? That one's on Barnes and Nobles online. Yeah,
Okay.
so his fifth book, which I am the editor, that one is From the Hood to the Church, part two. Why he chose spirituality over religion.
Mm.
So yeah, that's the book I edited for him. And our sixth book will be First Love, Love at First Sight, the Love Edition.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's
so
nice.
yeah, so I'm working on that, my books, and writing a script for DeMarcus and his first book.
Hmm.
Um, Also, we got the podcast and an award, so we'll be going to Canada in 2 months. So,
Yes.
yes, yay! Like,
Yes, please vote. And
right.
how can people vote?
Alliance, menofalliance.com. And you can
Hmm.
also follow the Seeking Knowledge page. It's on there on the Facebook page as well. The links are all over. DeMarcus Brewster, Erica Brewster, you can find us on Facebook and also our YouTube channel. Yeah, so those are things. And also, I'm a wife and a mother. So first is Erica, then I'm a
Hmm.
wife and a mother. So that those things, they are separate but also together. So
Yes.
yes, you have to know that I matter. I have to be healthy to take care of them, girl, because I'm the cook of the house.
That's right. That's right. So Seeking Knowledge is on Facebook, is
Yep.
YouTube,
Yes, ma'am.
and podcasts on all streams.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it Apple Music,
Yes, Apple. Mhm.
Pandora, and Spotify? Yes, you can listen there as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And I do want to give my husband his flowers because honestly, I didn't have too much going on before we met, like a little something, but it wasn't that much. Like he brings a different light to my light. It's like I have a flashlight. Now I have a big old flashlight when it comes to that what we're working on together and also
Yes.
future businesses trying to, work on those things as well, which is a little quiet because you gotta work on stuff before you let it all out.
Hmm.
So you got to be a little quiet before you just, let it all out. So, with together, we make a good team, and just
Mm.
being, we do go to the gym together. We do things like that.
Hmm.
He's a Virgo, so he cleans like crazy. I can't even wash clothes before he washes them. I wash three baskets. He washed when there's one sock in the basket. I'm like, wait, there's more clothes could be in that.
So
So
this is so funny coming from a woman
yeah.
who thought that she would never find love. And I
Yeah.
love that you gushing and smiling and
Oh, thank
laughing and
you.
so in love.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. We're all for somebody. Like you said,
Yes.
what was the lid to the top thing you told me?
There's a lid to every pot.
There's a lid to every pot.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Erica, thank you for coming
Oh,
on.
you're
I
welcome.
appreciate you and Demarcus. Um,
We appreciate you, and we're glad that you're coming to start back your podcast again, so we can
Thank
watch.
you. Of
Yeah,
course.
and you can
Of
start
course.
back doing that again.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and anytime, yeah, we got to get some more ladies on here so we can all,
Yes.
yeah, I love it. I love it. I'll definitely be sharing our live stream today. I know a lot of people couldn't watch live, but I know they will check us out. And I did subscribe to your channel.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Please subscribe to Seeking Knowledge on YouTube and Facebook, and subscribe to the podcast.
Yes, thank you so much. And I with Demarcus, like she got a couple more followers when you started posting the picture about y'all live stream. I said, really? He said, I
I
pay attention
did?
to everything.
Okay.
Yeah, girl, he know all about
I
that.
love it.
Yeah,
I love it. So
yeah.
thank you for coming
You're
on. Now,
welcome.
I want to say a couple of thank yous. Thank you for everyone who has tuned in. Thank you for your patience. You know, things happen when you go
Mhm.
live, but I want to say I'm on the Owl app, but first of all, Erica, I know Demarcus is on the Owl app,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Tell them about the Owl app.
The Owl app is definitely a good how you say a good app to
Network.
network. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on it because I really don't like to talk to people. Like, I,
But your husband is on
yeah,
it.
he be
Mhm.
on it, and I get to meet people like you through
Yes,
him. So definitely, it's definitely a good network. Like if
it
it
is.
wasn't for the Out app, we definitely wouldn't be going to Canada. So he's meeting people from all over the world. You get the
Yes.
network, you get to understand what they got going on, and they can understand what you. It's just encouragement, uplifting each
Mhm.
other for other things. Like, don't you get tired of going to work all the time? Don't you want to do extra stuff? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Don't you want to be an author, travel, start your
Mhm.
podcast? I know a lot of people who's always wanted to write books, and there's people on the Out app that definitely can
Yep.
encourage you and let you know because your net worth is your network.
Do you know his reference code?
Yes, it's Brewster. Yeah.
Okay, so you heard it.
BRWSTER.
Okay, so you heard it here. Her husband's on the Owl app, and that's
Yeah.
download the OWWLL, and the reference code is Brewster. And our app will give you $10 that you can call him, myself, and other entrepreneurs and have a conversation and start networking.
Yep. Yep.
So now for me, you download the Owl app, and that's OWWLL, and put my reference code is W644625. Also, I want to give a couple of thank yous because this is a self-love episode. And during my self-love episode, I had a lot of people that were on my side and rooting for me. And I want to give them a shout out. Um, you can find them, Sula Spirit. She's on IG. Oracle of Divine, Miss V, on all platforms, and that is Facebook, IG. Uh, Speak Love Guy underscore after each word. You can find him on IG. The period sacred period oracle. You can find her on IG. Flown with Marine. You could go to the website and check her out.
Mhm.
And also the Al Northfleet podcast. I'm on his podcast twice. Check him out. It's a great podcast. And of course, Seeking Knowledge podcast.
Oh.
So
Um,
thank you, Erica. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your patience. And we will talk soon.
yes, we will. Thank you.
Please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh.